Evening all. Before we get started, tonight's tipple is Bath Ales Gem. It's quite nice. I haven't tried it before, so cheers. And that's about as cheery as this video is going to get. Now, the other day I was talking about Kent University, and I was relating an incident that happened during my time there, where the Labour and Socialist worker students basically lied, cheated, and perverted the democratic system at Kent University in order to have 3 sabbatical officers removed from their jobs unfairly because they weren't socialists, and it was a blatant power grab disguised as serious concern for the state of the union. It was a blatant power grab, and they lied. So now I'm turning my attention to a current thing that's happened at Cambridge University, and the union there has outlawed commemoration of Remembrance Day. That includes wearing of poppies, the minute silence, 2-minute silence, and any other events that will commemorate this. And they say this is because they think it glorifies war, and it exemplifies the military and excludes the victims of war. Now, there's a lot of people on Twitter, on social media, and mainstream media who've said that Cambridge University, the union, are being silly. They're silly. They don't know their history. They don't know why we commemorate Remembrance Day. Because Remembrance Day is not about glorifying the military. It is about remembering the sacrifice of those who fought, those who died, and we remember those who had fallen in wars, particularly the Great War, and latterly wars that have happened since. We pay tribute to those who have died. And they're saying they're silly, they don't know their history. Well, I'm here to debunk that, because I think the hard left do know this. They've heard it over and over again. They've heard that's the reason. But they're going to stick to their guns because it's not that they're being stupid or closed-minded. It's because they've got an agenda. This is another power play. And you see, what happens with events like Remembrance Day and the 2-minute silence and the wearing of the poppy is it's a tradition, and it's a time where people right across the country, of all social classes, of all opinions and faiths, come together. It's a bonding thing. It's a national bonding thing. And it was when they first did it in 1919, and it has continued to this day. We shall remember them. They shall not grow old. It's a thing that transcends party politics or party political ideology. It is a coming together. And of course, the left don't control this. You see, this is the whole point. If they can't control it, if they have no power over it, it's got to go. And you think this is one example that they look at this event, to which they're not particularly invited to. They can participate as citizens of this country to commemorate, or they can stay at home and not commemorate it. But the thing is that the hard left don't control it, and that's what bothers them. You see, when we're bowing our heads in the 2-minute silence, we're not looking at them. We're not looking at them on their soapbox, decrying everything in Western civilization and advancing the cause of socialism. We're not looking at them. We're remembering the sacrifice of those who have fallen. And so they don't like that. They don't like our attention being focused elsewhere. But think of all the other things that the hard left, don't like. They don't like the family, because the family is an intrinsic unit. It's a unit that excludes political ideology. It's bonds. It's the bonds of growing up together, of sharing, of parents looking after their children, of children trusting their mum and dad. And it's a family. The family unit is something else that they have no control over. So they try and break it apart. Our bodies now. We can't even look at ourselves and go, I am a male or a female. That's wrong. The left have even got us, trying to turn us against our own biology, because that's something they don't control. And so they want to control it. And there's all these bizarre stories going around, that the things in the newspapers about then China, they've made two same-sex mice breed, without a father. Two female mice have had a baby mouse together. And the press are just picking this up. Is this the end of men? Well, that's not why the scientists did the study in the first place. This is not why they did the experiment. But this is where they're leading to. If we can just destroy basic biology to further ideology. So we're all focused on their worldview, and we're not focused on anything that takes us away from their worldview. This is scary stuff. So no, the hard left, when they say things like Remembrance Sunday is a glorification of war, it's not that they're being silly or stupid. It's calculated. It's a hit job. It's a hit job on the things that you think are important that they don't control. And it could be anything. Just look out. Your food, your biology, your traditions, your history, your culture, the community that you live in, the culture you identify with. They want it all destroyed and replaced with something they've created that may not feel natural to you. It won't be your family that you feel a tie to. It won't be your history that you feel connected to. It won't be the symbols of your country, of your culture. They'll destroy your religion. They'll destroy your basic faith and trust in your fellow human being, because you're not focusing on the ideology. And anything that it doesn't focus on the ideology has got to go. It's got to be swept aside. It's got to be trampled on, destroyed. And they're doing it by sowing doubt. And you think, oh, well, somebody's got to wake up. Somebody, you look to the BBC or even the Times, a newspaper like the Times, go, surely you're going to call out this nonsense. But they don't. What's the bet? That from next year, the BBC will drop its requirement for on-air presenters to wear a poppy? I mean, next thing, because the BBC they're weak. They're not going to stand up for this. They're not going to call out stupidity. They're going to go along with it. Okay, so that's all now. Okay, I think I need another one of these. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.